Hi guys, I'm Babs and this is AI Infotech. In today's class is history of what cybersecurity. We are going to dive deep into the history of cybersecurity, the origin of everything, and how it has actually been. Now, in the early days of hacking, in what a Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the first instance of hacking date is back in the 1960s, and it all begins in MIT with the Modern Railroad Club. Now, a person who delights in having an intimate understanding of the internal workings of a system, computer and computer network in particular. Now, what is the word? What's the back days? How it all started is in the 1990s, in the time of Russian war with the United States, whereby they were fighting about a certain thing, and they sent a code that actually interchanged, and they were able to send a malware or sent a code, or like log in. They were able to send, and it was successful. Now, the first computer worm is made by Robert Chapman Morris. He's an American computer scientist and entrepreneur. He's the best known for creating the Morris worm in 1988. So let me make sure I'm actually recording. Okay, I'm on record. Now, consider the first computer worm on the internet. An individual who gained access with malicious intent in their mind. Now, this is very, very straightforward. Worms is part of those things that you can actually use to gain access into your computer in a malicious with a malicious intent. Imagine you writing the codes on a word on a or writing a set of code, putting it in a text, putting it in a word into a picture, and at least send it into the internet, and at the end of the day you click on it, and then you are bit hacked in order to actually steal a data. Maybe you are hired to do it, or even a company can hire you to do bad things. Sometimes you just have to use your discretion to actually make decisions. A company can hire you to do a bad thing, to use the tools in an illicit way. Maybe by the competitors, they want to actually use this thing to actually get the competitors, like they want to get that sales secret, and at the end of the day they will know that you actually can do it. They will actually call you and tell you. In fact, they will use a big money to actually entice you, simply because they know you can actually do it. They don't mind actually asking you to actually gather information about that particular company by using hostnets, or using a lot of tools that can be used in hacking. And more way, every other way, getting the IP address of that particular company, a lot of things can be asked to be done. The CEO, the owner of that company, they will ask you to actually run a footprint on that person by using a different kind of tools that I will actually explain later in the practical side. I don't actually want to jump. I want to take it step by step so that you guys can actually have a full understanding of what I am actually talking about. Using a lot of tools can actually use to gather a person's information before you can now use this, what they call worm. Write a worm code, put it into the flash drive, get an internal mode. Maybe they can actually do a investigation to. There's a tool called, okay, I won't tell you about it now. When I actually get there, I'll tell you more about it. Then I will show you how you can actually use this tool to scan a particular company, get the name of the staff, the IP address of that company, the IP address to the computer, to the staffs, their email address. You can even go as far as getting their phone numbers. Yes, that's because the investigation tool. Now you to scan all the word. You can use it to do Microsoft. I'm just saying, and don't ask you to actually hack Microsoft. Well, anyway, Microsoft will not allow you to do that today, because they have a high security server to actually implement. I'm part of Microsoft partner. I have the license, and I can actually I know about that. I know there are updates. I know that there are web patches that, like, you can't easily hack Microsoft. They won't even allow you to do it. No, they won't allow you to do it. That's what's the content about it. But even before you can actually go ahead and do it, oh my god, then you have to go extra miles. So a lot of things actually be doing. At the end of the day, they put this thing here, they write a code called worm. At the end of the day, they'll write this thing, hide it in with an image, get an internal mode, give it to it to actually place it on on the victims or victims laptop, at the end of the day, once they click on it, you are in. The solution is not to click. Once you are clicking on it, you are out. So that's how this one is working. Now you are still moving to the next. Which is the word, which is hacking in the hacking in popular culture. Hacking has been what prevalent since then in a lot of popular movies and TV series. This has been useful for what? For spreading awareness. Sorry, I want to actually get my screen. Okay, let me go back from the current slide. Okay, now a lot of things. What this actually slide is actually explaining. You can see hacking can be used to what that's been the way people get to know what hacking is in the movie series by like Sneakers, Matrix, hackers, and all those sort of fish. This is how the world actually detect hacking. This is how people actually know hacking, whereby they will just see that people are using the technology to find people, and they're actually getting the right location of that person. They can actually use a spyware to actually spy you, to trail you, and get the information about you. They will use the hacking map, the Google spyware, to actually trace your location, follow you to wherever you are going to. It will be like a monitoring spirit. That's what it is. So hacking, the originating of hacking, like, it gained popularity in the movie series. This is how it actually got spread, and everybody started wanting to be it. Want to be hackers, want to be hackers. I want to be an hacker. You see, even if you actually get a newborn baby, once it's started going to go, and you ask him what do you want to become, and you started watching some kind of movies, maybe I want to actually be a computer person, even doesn't know what hacker is, you tell I want to be an hacker. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it always be. Even people that does not even the less privileged people who actually who does not even go to school very want to be an hacker. You can see people, especially they're able to operate phone, they will tell you that I'm an hacker. Why? Because they are pressing phone. Maybe they are doing some bad intent, doing some bad illicit things with the little information they get, but they don't usually know that that's not actually what hacking is. Hacking is actually taking process. For you to become a hacker, you have to pass through a rigorous training, further persistent in practicing, persistent, patient, waiting, and write rigorous examinations. Then you got certified as an ethical hacker. This is how to be an hacker, not by just sitting with the phone, exploiting the tools that hacker made to actually get information out of people. That's how it will have to be. Now, reasons people hack. Now, it depends on the intentions. It depends on what you actually, the main purpose why you actually are hacking. Now, the reason why people actually ask, I actually do not know. I only know the reason why I'm hacking. I actually hack. My main intentions of actually doing hacking is simply because I have an easy way of passing an information. I can actually gather the information and impart it on people who are actually willing to use it for a good purpose. Disclaimer, I will never be in support of you using this information to actually steal people's information and rather them poor. It's actually a bad thing, and it's actually not a good thing to actually support. So the reason why I am hacking, I learn hacking simply because I actually want to impart it on people. I actually want to train a lot of people. I don't mind training 10 millions of people. Yeah, I can actually get my money from it by training people. Okay, let's say maybe I collect 550,000 naira Nigerian money, or I have an international student, I could collect $1,002. Yeah, because that's the less things, because I actually have to load like a terabyte of data before I could actually do that training, and that's cost a lot here in Nigeria. So a lot of things actually have to put in place. Also socializing the computer, connecting it online using Zoom or TeamViewer. A lot of tools actually need to put in place, which actually requires to pay money. That's why it's high like that. But if I'm actually going to be paying that, I'm actually going to collect the money for someone who actually wants to learn and knows what it's doing in Nigeria. I'll collect 550,000 naira, and if I should be lenient, I'll collect nothing less than 400, 350. I think I'm lenient. Okay, maybe if the person does not have, and actually does not have, he or she doesn't actually have, but is interested, I'll collect 350,000 naira. But to someone outside of the country, I'm collecting less than 1,002, because I have to actually buy a lot of tools, to actually get online with this person, in order to actually present those courses very well in the site. I will still use this slide, but in the case where I started having to do the practical, we have to actually do a very practical. We have to actually be on cam, and that will actually consume a lot of data. That's what I'm trying to say in essence. So find out the reason why you actually hacking. Find out your reasons. I know my reasons, so I don't want to actually say a lot of things about this now to get there before the bad guys. Now, the reason most people actually hack, especially organizations, bodies, they actually know that they have a lot of information that actually concerns their customers, and they know that if that information is being compromised or tampered with in a bad way, they will be actually liable for it, and it will cause death. The reputation of their company might be pulled down. Yeah, like a lot of things actually happen. Like they can be even go as far as cleaning off their names. A lot of things have actually happened in the world that people are actually not seeing. You can actually use the tools of people who have actually you use the tools to find out companies that actually go down, that the government does not want to see them again simply because of the result of hacking or stealing information, what these bad guys are actually done to them. So the reason why people actually act is first act themselves first, so actually check the vulnerabilities, the weaknesses in their system before the bad guys get there and actually act them. Now, so that's how people actually act. Now, sometimes it's better to act so that you know that what's wrong with the system and face it before someone with a malicious intent gets into it and whether you use it or whether you into debt. That's how it is. Now we have the type of hacker. I was actually making it in my previous video. If you actually don't know, you can actually check the roadmap for getting into hacking bot storage. Now, the types of hacking, I mentioned it earlier in that video. I said there is white hat and the grey hat. There's black hat. There's a lot of them. The script kiddies, the crackers, the password crackers. There's even some that are based on social engineering. They use social engineering to do a lot of things like stealing information, credit card, even as far as collecting or getting your logons to your PayPal, getting your logons to your Steam, to your Amazon, like I said earlier on, using social engineering toolkits to actually get this information. They always specialize in this. They do this. They can even go as far as creating a social engineering phishing page, sending it to you in order to actually act as if they are from that reliable company, and at the end of the day ask you to actually make a payment. Click on the link to make a payment. Once you click on the link to make a payment and you type that digit, you type that name, you type that the CVV at the back of your card, you input your PIN, everything will go to them straight and they will use it to actually wipe out your money. Now this is what it is. They either actually use the card to buy a Bitcoin and keep it there. Yeah, this is actually what they are doing. This is what the bad guys are actually doing, especially this black hat. Now, before I actually go deeper in that, let me pick it one by one. The white hat are the one that actually have the good intent. Whenever I say white hat, I just like white. That you see me put on white. I just want to be pure. I will never say that I'm perfect. No, I have my own shortcomings. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that I want to be pure in the art. I always say as not go into a bad thing. If I actually do what I actually can do, I know about hacking. I should, I know what I'm saying. And things are not good to be said online, but I'm saying it that if the things I actually know how I can do with these tools, I should be actually far. But my integrity keeps me in this side called white hats. Like, actually be the part of actually fighting this bad people. Actually would be like being feeling like an hero sometimes, like fighting this the so-called black hat. Actually trying to get them kicked out, trying to protect the world organizations. I actually like that part. But we have different kind of foes. People choose what they want to be. I choose to be part of the white hats. And there were some people that have been the grey hat. They like the fact that if I'm actually I don't have any issue with your information. I don't have any issue to tamper with your information. I don't have to use a web goods to tamper with your with a company or e-commerce company. Buy software without not paying any money, and I will get the stuff with a web goods. Yeah. But if I'm actually broke, then I will actually go and do it. That's what the grey hat. This is the way a grey hat actually thinks. This is the way grey hat thinks. Now we have the black hat. The black hat are just so intense. They are so intentional. That's just like the way it sounds. Black. Some black are actually good. Some black are actually can be fighting you in a bad way. Simply because of the bad thing that the company has actually did. So they're actually going bad with you. If you look at it deeply, some bad hackers are actually doing it with the intention of actually getting revenge. There are some who call the activists. The activists actually dig deep. Activists, hackathon, like people, they actually go into the information to actually fight back, fight governmental parasites that are doing bad. The people that actually steal our money, they steal our money, put it in the place. These people actually have the tools, access to actually find the resources of that place, and at the end of the day, be able to get the information about these people. They actually get into the so-called account of these people that actually steal the money, and at the end of the day send it out to people who are actually suffering. This is a word, activists, like the activists, not activists, activists. Like they actually do it to actually save people's life, but actually they do it in bad way anyway. Because if you check the rules and regulation, the law that actually bite it, they won't actually, because they didn't actually have the authority to do it. There was no law binding, but they did it for the purpose of the society, to actually get people out of bad notation. People that are actually hungry do not have people to actually feed them. So this is the reason why these people actually doing what they're doing. So if you check this black art, sometimes have a reason why they are doing what they are doing. Not that I'm justifying that they're actually doing the right thing, but it's just that they are doing the right thing in the wrong way, in another way. But some people, they are actually just doing it with the bad intentions, like whether they don't have, but they just want to continue to be stealing people's things with the tools. So even the white art sometimes actually have a hidden notation. In the white, they're still black. But that's why you have to actually be careful when you're actually hiring people to actually work with you. They'll hide with the intention of being a white, but at the end of the day, they are the bad. I mean, they did things. They are called the python. They actually stay in silence, in low key, to actually get bad. They hide in the white to actually do the bad thing. So sometimes when you actually put on black and you actually put on with a thick white, they will never know that you actually have a black. It's only when you actually have been a white inside and actually covering it with the black, they will actually know that there is this person is a good. And sometimes the people who actually act bad, sometimes this thing actually has to do with the character of people. Sometimes if you actually dig deep, you can think fast. Sometimes people actually do also have a very good intent, but they will act like a bad person. Like you'll be like, oh, how bad is this person? But he has a good intention. Just like the man that is here, you could say this man right here. The man is putting on the white in, then covering it with the black. So that's what I'm actually the type of hackers. It's also to do with the intentions and what they actually are bargaining to. Now, skills necessary. The skills that are necessary is computing, basic understanding of operating systems. That's what they call basic computing. So whenever you actually a layman, people that does not have wanna be hackers, newbies into system, it's actually advisable that you actually go for computer basic of computer to actually understand how to use a computer is very, very important. Now, understanding basic of softwares, grasp on CLI command. You have to actually understand how to use a command line interface. You also need a networking ideas. You need to actually know how a network is being used, especially the protocols is actually important. This is the area where you understand what the port numbers. That's where you get to know what port are you actually penetrating with, what port are you actually using in order to exploit. These are the ways you actually can get all this information. Now, also, you need to also understand the networking architecture, like a plan that a particular network is being designed. When I mention company, I'm just trying to use it so I can actually understand the way Microsoft actually set up their network is kind of different from the way Google actually set up their network. Kind of different from the way Amazon set up their network. Different kind of network with their different kind of data in it. So you have to actually what also what have understanding of network designs. That's what they call the architecture. One thing about so about this thing is that there's a what there's a it's just like a what just like an architect, a construction architect, a building architect. So what they actually did is they actually transmit the way they want the building to be before they can actually transmit it or manifest it out. It's the same as what as networking. You first actually design how you want it to be, set the configuration, so you do the same thing while manifesting it. This is how these things actually work. Understanding of different networking protocols, yes, is very important to understand the protocol. Now, life skills, ability to think out of the box. You have to actually be able to think fast. Okay, now like I have an issue installing ngrok. Ngrok is quite crazy, like it's crazy. So I have to actually think out of it. Okay, what's actually the issue? Then I actually bring back myself. ngrok, if you actually don't know, you don't know. That's one thing. Even if it's a small thing that you don't know, it has power over you. That's one thing I just want to say in this. So ability to actually think, be able to think fast. Okay, what can I do? Okay, ability to accept failure and move on. You can't always what as a successful process. I mean, successful hacking process. So all you need to do is just why you need to continue to persevere. Some people actually that has a bad intention. If you want to know a real hacker, introduce the normal process of hacking to them. They will actually adapt. When they feel, they don't go back. But when you see people with bad intents, they want to bypass any other thing. They don't want to actually go for all these things as I mentioned here. They just want to go into the hacking boards at the end of the day. When they actually have a failure in this, they actually feel discouraged and fly out of it. They don't have the heart to persevere. Okay, I actually want to do this. I actually have to continue. That's how it is. Now, tools. How to use a lot of tools. Like hacking has a lot of tools to be used. Networking, security. It also has a security aspect. How to actually implement security. This is where you have the security side of it. How to capture packet from a network. Yes, by using a Wireshark, a lot of tools can be used to actually do this. Need the TCP IP in details. Understand how IP addressing works, because when an hacker wants to hack, or when the penetration tester wants to actually get information, they actually use an IP address. So you have to actually understand the protocol that guides that IP address, which is the transmission control protocol. Now you also actually have understanding of how protocol interacts with each other in the network. The method, how to use gathered information, kind of tools you can use to actually gather information, like hostnets, like I mentioned earlier on, and other tools that you can actually use, which I mentioned when I get to the practical aspect of it. Getting the best out of your resources. A lot of things has to actually be equipped enough to actually to be able to do this and be ready for war. Now, defacing. A website defacement is an attack on a website that changes the visual appearance of the site or web page. These are typically the work of a system crackers who breaks into a web server and replaces the hosted website with one of their own. Now, this thing is actually what defacing attack. It has to do with cross-site switching or phishing a website to actually get information out of people. I will actually dig deep in the next class. Thank you for staying with us up to this moment. Kindly endeavor to click on the subscribe button so you would be informed when I post the next video. Onto it. Have a nice day.